Hey, so today we're going to talk about habits. This is really, honestly, psychology is the most important part of trading. I believe it's 90% a part of trading and 10% is technical strategies. So today I'm here to break down the easiest ways to develop a new habits that won't go away. So I already know you're here because you're tired of experiencing all these bad habits like revenge trading, impulsive trading, having FOMO, over leveraging, holding on to a losing trade, and so forth. You're not alone. All of us traders have gone through this. This is a normal process in trading. And I'm sure the total amount of money that you gave back to the market plus what you spent on courses has been well over $20,000. Because y'all already know as fast as we can make the money in the market is as fast as we can lose it. That ain't nothing new. So, my goal today is to make sure you fully understand how to create and develop habits that will never go away. Now, I got to get into who this is for and who this is not for. Y'all know, I'm sorry if this is not for you, you're going to have to dismiss yourself. But this training is really for those who want to help take care of their family. This is for those who are struggling with the bad habits such as over leveraging, revenge trading, over trading, having FOMO, and everything else. And this is also for those who are looking to master their trading psychology, which I said is 90% trading. This is for those who are really serious, like you're looking at this long term and not short term. This is not for those who are looking for fast money, who are looking to become a millionaire overnight because it's not going to happen. And this is not for those who are lazy. I'm sorry. Oops. Of course, my alarm will go off while I'm trying to give you all this information. But like I was saying, so if you fall under the category of who this is not for, please kindly dismiss yourself off this training because I am not going to be the one who's going to be able to help you. Now, for those who's sticking around and you fall into the category and this is for you, here's what I need from you. I need you to promise to actually implement this training. I don't want you to just absorb some new information and do nothing with it. Okay? We got a deal? So right now, I want you to say it out loud or in your head, really out loud, because whatever you say out loud, it holds you accountable. I want you to say, I will apply everything I learned in this training. Say it right now with me. I will apply everything I learned in this training. Perfect. Now, here's what we're going to go over in this training. We're going to go over understanding habits, identifying the life you want, creating your environment for success, creating a routine, a repetition, and also how to hold yourself accountable. Now, first, let's get into understanding your habits. Because when you change your habits, you change your life, right? So basically, habits are things that we do over and over again without even thinking about it. It's like brushing your teeth. You wake up, you go and brush your teeth. You don't think, oh, I got to go brush my teeth. Like, it's something that we've been doing since we were younger that we just automatically start doing it now. Now, a habit, it can be good or bad. And they both have effects on your lives. Big effects. So understanding habits is important for everyone, especially for those of us who trade. Having the good habits will help you be successful in trading, while we all know the bad habits will hinder us from success. So it's important for you as a trader to really be aware of both your good and bad habits so that you know what you need to work on in order to improve in your trading. By paying attention to your habits, you'll start to notice the triggers or signs that cause you to do certain things. And this can really help you come up with ways to change those habits, like replacing a bad one with a good one. And of course, we all know your good habits lead to success. And building these good habits, they're going to lead you to be more productive and efficient, which leads us to the success that we want to have in Forex trading. And some of the habits that you may have is just setting, clear, tiny goals, having a trading schedule, managing your risk, keeping track of your trades, and so forth. And we're going to dive more into details, but this is just really an overview on what habits are, why they're important, why we need to be aware of them, because you have to be aware of anything in life in order to change it. If you're not aware of something, you're not going to be able to change it. Now we're in the second part. It is identifying the life you want. Identifying the life you want is crucial because it helps you develop habits that contribute to your success in the market. Because when you have a clear idea of what you want to achieve, you can identify the habits that will help you get there. And those habits are going to help you increase your chances of success in the market. Because if you don't have a clear idea of what you want to achieve, it's going to be harder to identify the habits that will help you get there. Because how are you going to know what to do if you don't even know what you want? And if you don't know what you want, you're most likely going to have habits that lead you to doing things that don't line up with your goals. And I'm sure that's your scenario since you're on this training right now. So in order to really get rid of that frustration and disappointment, you need to identify the life you want to develop positive habits. So it's going to help you focus on the things that matter most to you. And it's really going to provide you with the motivation and direction for the actions that you need to take. Because you won't know where to go if you don't have a map, right? Like I just said, if you don't have your goal, you're not going to know what you need to do there. You can't drive across town, across the country to a random place you've never been without being able to identify where you need to go, what streets you need to take, right? It's the same thing with trading. So now I'm here to help you identify that life that you want. So the first step is to really take some time to reflect on what matters most to you. This might involve thinking about your values, your morals, your goals, and really just the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. So I want you to write these questions down and answer them. Ask yourself, what are my values? What are my priorities? What do I want to achieve in life? What makes me fulfilled and satisfied? We all have different answers, and I can't tell you your answers. You know these answers. So I want you to write these down and take the time to answer them so that it can clarify your vision. Because without clarity, your mind is just going to be cluttered, and cluttered leads to bad decisions. And this is really going to give you a better sense of what you want to achieve. I also want you to ask yourself questions about your goals in Forex. So here are some examples that I wrote down, like, do I plan on doing this full-time or part-time? Am I doing this short-term, or will I be doing this years to come? Do I plan on replacing this with my job? What percentage of income do I want to add a month? What will I use the money I make for? That's important. And what do I desire? What do I desire to get out of trading? And once you have a clear idea, you're going to be able to start identifying the habits that will help you achieve your goals. You need to have this clear vision of what you want out of life before you even think of habits. Now, once you have this done, I really want you to read these questions and read these answers out loud to yourself before you start trading. So wherever you trade at, I want you to put this in that area. So if you're writing down a piece of paper, put it where you trade, or set a reminder to read this note before you trade. I also want you to list out both your good and your bad habits and write out solutions to fix each one of them. And I don't even want you to think about it. I just want you to write. So you have two columns. One column will be all your good habits, and then the second column will be all your bad habits. Now, next to those bad habits, I want you to write down things that you feel can help you stop doing that. And don't think about it. There's no right or wrong answers. I really just want you guys to get everything out on paper. Because we are all capable of achieving our goal and our desires out of life. Like, no, we're not different. At the end of the day, like, we're all humans. Our brain has the capacity to expand. We just have these limiting beliefs that hold us back. But once we break through those beliefs, your brain's gonna shoo, and then your bank account going shoo, because you're gonna take those actions to make that happen. So now I want to get into creating your environment for success. Now, creating a physical and a mental space that's tailored to your needs to become a successful trader is super important, because it really helps you create clean slates, conditions necessary for you to be productive and efficient in what you're doing. And like I was just saying, like, we're all human beings, we're all the same, but we can be very impulsive. We can act without even thinking. And why is that? Because our vision is our strongest sense. Like, we rely more on sight rather than hearing or smelling. Y'all know when people be like, oh, I did, I went to do da-da-da-da, and then you're going to be like, oh, no, I don't believe you. I need to see that. Or, did you hear about da-da-da? They did this. And you're going to be like, oh, I need to see that, right? We don't believe, like, what people tell us. We need to see it to believe it, right? It's important for us to become the architect of our environment. In our environment, whether it's physically or mentally, we have good and bad triggers that lead us either to some amazing decisions or it leads us to poor decisions. And I know we're getting pretty deep. Like, this is a psychology call. Like, this stuff is real. And so as a trader, it's important to avoid temptation and triggers that can lead you to negative and unproductive behaviors such as impulsive trading or just neglecting your risk management, having the urge to over leverage, revenge trade, all of these bad behaviors that we have in trading. So by setting up a physical and mental space that's made for trading, you're eliminating all the distractions and you're making it easy to be consistent. Because when it's out of sight, it's out of mind. Now you're probably thinking, okay, well, how do I do this? We're about to get into it, okay? We're going there. But I need to give you guys, I'm going to give you the actions to everything at the end of each section. But I have to expound on the importance of it. So let's identify your triggers. Your triggers lead to temptation, and your temptations lead to bad decisions. So you need to identify what they are for you. I want you to start paying attention to your thoughts and your behaviors and notice what makes you do negative or unproductive things. And I want you to write them out. Write everything out. And also, here's some other things that you need to do for your environment. One, you need to create a space where you can only trade there. So once you leave that space, you can't trade or even check your charts anymore, because this is going to allow you to disconnect emotionally from your charts and be able to keep up with your good habits easier. And this is a big deal. It may sound small, but it's a big deal. Like, for me, that was an issue that I had. Like, I was always working on my couch and I wasn't able to separate my work from chill time. So it's like I can be on my couch for hours, like the whole day. And then when it comes time to watch TV, it's like I still have my computer open because my body is so used to that spot. It's like when you go to your bed and you sit in your bed for a minute, you start getting sleepy, right? Because your body is so used to sleeping in that area. So it's important that you create a space that's designated to only trading, okay? The second thing you need to do is unfollow negative and unimportant accounts on social media and replace them with people and accounts that give you motivation and inspirations. You want to follow accounts that align with your goals. If your goal is to grow your account, you need to follow people who, are serious about trading. That's giving you some good information, with news, with technicals, with your mindset. You don't want to be following those people that's just like, oh yeah, go get 10K tomorrow. No, life is not easy. Okay, period. Nothing in life is easy. Trading ain't easy. Trading is simple, but it's not easy. And everything that you do, it takes time. You have to have a system. You have to have the discipline. You have to have, there's so many things that go into it. And when you're unfollowing people who aren't lined up with what you have for your goals that are set, it's going to throw you off your game, right? It's like hanging around the wrong people. If there's five of you and four of your friends is like doing things that you don't want to do, most likely you might dibble and dabble, and that's going to hinder you from your goals, because that's what you're surrounded by. Whoever you're surrounded around, whoever you see online the most, they're going to start to influence you. So that's very, very, very important. Third thing, set reminders for 3 times a day to remind you to either 1, negative habits that you should avoid, 2, positive habits you need to keep doing, 3, motivation throughout the day to keep you going. Now, when it comes to these reminders, there's a few things that you can do. You can either have something like physically in your space where you're at, like boards, writing on your mirror, sticky notes, something that you see every single day. Because if you don't see it, you're going to ignore it. Another thing you can do, set alarms on your phone. And also, I love this app right here, Habit Tracker. Download that app, and it looks like that. That's the icon. This is the screenshot right here of how it looks like. And you can go in there and play around with it a little bit. I can't really show it because it's on my phone, yeah. But I should have made a video to upload here. But if you download it, you'll be able to see how it is. You can set reminders, times, exactly what it wants you to remind you. And it also has other challenges inside of it. So if you want to like develop like a healthier lifestyle, or just other little habits that you want to develop, they have challenges, and it's like daily reminders of things to do to keep you on track, keep you accountable. And also, this is really going to help you remind you of things you should not do. So negative habits to avoid, to keep that reminder, right? Everything that we're doing, we're trying to get it into our subconscious so that we're able to do it without even thinking about it. And with motivation, you can do the same thing with motivation, because motivation is here and there. After you get the motivation, it leaves real fast. What really gets you is discipline. But if you really need the motivation, you can get the reminders for you, set them up so that you can get them daily. And all you got to do is go onto this Habit Tracker app one time and set those reminders to remind you daily. And you don't have to do anything else. All you're going to do is get a little notification on your phone. Boom, boom. There you go. It's really simple, really easy. It's not complicated. And it works. Now, we're going to go into creating a routine and repetition. And everything I'm telling you guys, everything comes together in one. So all these different sections, they come together to create one. Okay? So this habit tracker can be used for all the examples and the things that I'm telling you guys to do. All right? So 4, creating routine and repetition. This is a quote by Alex Hormozi. I'm sure most of y'all have heard of him. If not, search his name and yeah, you'll see who he is, what he about. So he said, if you do something new, you'll suck. Then if you keep doing it, you'll continue to suck less until you look around you and found out it's pretty easy. So in the beginning, things are going to be rough. It's not going to be easy. You have to continue to do it. You have to continue to repeat it. You're going to suck in the beginning, but you're going to start sucking less, right? So if you don't have a system to make doing the good habits easier, you're just going to slip back into the old ones. And we don't want to do that. This is really hard for me. Like, the reason why I dove deep and learned all this psychology stuff was because nobody was telling me how to do this. Everybody says, don't be greedy, don't over leverage, don't do this, that. But it's like, okay, well, how? How do I stop that? Like, I don't know. So I really dove into books, researching, watching other people, learning from other people, and created a system to not only help myself, but also help other people. Is once I see them work for me, and I'm real simple. I like it real simple, easy, straight to the point. If it's too complicated, like y'all see my tweets, like I try to make my tweets as simple as I can. Easy to digestible. Easy to digestible. What did I say? Easy to digest. So when it comes to having a simple, easy routine, that's super important to keep it sustainable. Because if you make it too hard on yourself, you're not going to achieve it. So, back to what I was saying. We don't want to do that. We want to have a system that makes good habits, easier so that we don't slip up. Slip-ups will happen, but the goal is to win more than we lose, right? Just like trading. The goal is to lose. The goal is to win more than we lose. So, what most people do is they focus 99% of their attention on the big goal. Like, people say, I want to make $20K a month trading Forex full time. That's fine and all, but the focus is on the wrong place. What needs to happen is this. You have to focus on the process and systems that will get you there, not the end result. And that's what really messes up with a lot of traders. Like, if you're just focusing on the money is going to run away from you. And it's so crazy just how life works just in general. Whenever you're chasing something, it's not going to come to you. Just like if you're trying to talk to somebody, right? Just say you're trying to get this person to talk to them. You think they cute, they got a nice personality, and when you're trying to get their attention all the time, they're just going to be like, but then once you start kind of ignoring them, that makes them want you more, right? It's so backwards, but it's literally like how it is with life. In trading, if you're chasing the money, it's going to run away from you. But once you stop thinking about the money, it's going to start chasing you like there ain't no tomorrow. So it's important to focus on the process and the systems that will get you there, not the end result. Because as you focus on the process of the system, it's going to keep coming in left and right, boom, 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 bam, right? So let me explain some more further. So changing your focus on the process instead of the results also helps you emotionally manage your expectations. Because if you fail to hit that big goal you had set, you're going to get discouraged, you're going to get mad, you're going to get frustrated, and eventually you're going to give up. Because in life, unfortunately, some things don't always go as we planned, right? Even in the market isn't always guaranteed. So it's a lot harder to stay consistent if you don't see progress in the beginning. But if you were to focus on something like, I'm going to put my phone down and lock MT4 every single day at 12 p.m., the results will be much better. Since you're locking your phone and focusing on doing the actions every day, your brain will start to think of those as wins, right? Let me repeat that again. So, instead of focusing on that goal of 10K, you need to focus on the process. Such as saying, I'm going to put my phone down and lock MT4, like put MT4 on the last slide of your phone. You know, we have different slides on our phone, like put it to the back, out of sight, out of mind, right? Every single day at noon. And you can set this reminder on the Habit Tracker app that I just showed. So when you focus on things like that, the results are going to be much better. Because as you continue to do that, as you continue to lock your phone, and you're focusing on doing that action every day, your brain is going to start thinking of those as wins. Okay? So the more wins you stack, the more motivated you are to continue to do it, and the longer you're going to do it. And I'm sure you know when you do something for a long time, good things start to happen. So change your focus. The goal is we want to repeat these actions as much as possible so that it seeps into our subconscious. You want this to seep into your subconscious so that you naturally start doing these good habits without even thinking. And if you don't know how, I'm going to show you right now. So here's the easiest way to change your focus and create systems for success. You're making a game plan, right? So you're deciding what to do next based off what you finish doing with this framework. So we're going to take this framework and insert it based on what you need, right? Because this is customizable. This is different for everybody. So the framework is, after current habit, I will new habit. So each action you take is becoming a clue that triggers your next behavior. So this is how it works. So you're going to identify a current habit you do every day. Then you're going to stack a new behavior on top of it. So I just told y'all to make a list, right, of your bad and your good habits. That was step 1. So now I want you to make a list of all the habits you want to add into your life. All the good habits. Now you're going to start building a shelf. You're stacking it piece by piece. So an example of this, using the framework right there, after current habit, I will new habit. That's the framework you're going to use for this section. Here's an example. So say your problem is micromanaging your trades. You're staring at your charts all day. Y'all need to stop doing it. Okay. So you'll use the framework right here. Highlight it. That's the framework you're going to use. You're going to customize it to what you're trying to, the new habit that you're trying to fix. So the problem is you're micromanaging your trades. So here's an example. After I place my trades, I will close my laptop and move MetaTrader 4 and TradingView to my last phone page. Out of sight, out of mind, right? We want to make our bad habits like invisible and our good habits in our face. So that's why I say you want to get that habit tracker app and implement this so you can have a reminder. Like I said, it can be the app, it can be a combination of that, it can be a combination of even with writing on your bathroom mirror. It could be a combination with or separately, however works for you. Putting a sticky note on your laptop, putting a screensaver on your phone, your laptop. You want the good habits to be in your face, bad habits to be out of mind, out of sight. Because like I said, our vision is our most powerful sense, and we go off what we see. Now, here are some more tips, things you can do just to help you with your habits. 1, you need to set specific trading hours and trading days. So by setting specific times for trading, you're going to be able to establish this routine that's going to help you stay focused and avoid distractions. So I want you to set the times that you trade and also set the days. So for example, if you're trading New York session, let's just say for me, for example, I'm in California, West Coast time. Got to get up earlier than most of the people on the East Coast or, in other countries. So for me, I trade Mondays, Tuesdays from my time between 5 to 9:30 a.m., right? New York session for me, my time, Pacific. Now, those are my set days and my set hours. And I promise you, it's like once you start setting these things and you don't follow them, because I've done it. Sometimes I mess up. I'm not perfect either. But every time I go out of that, I always lose. It's crazy. Once you really set your goal, that's going to help you win. And just making sure to have those reminders, that accountability, just changing your mindset as a whole, it's going to help you. Second thing is create a pre-trading routine. So you can develop a pre-trading routine that includes activities like reviewing the market, checking the news, setting up, the platform that you're using. This is going to help prepare you mentally and emotionally for the trading day. So this is helping you create a routine before you start trading. Because you don't want to just wake up and be like, oh my God, I gotta trade. Oh, you're going to lose a lot of money. With me, it's super important because since I have to get up so early, there's been times I have to get out of bed to trade, because the times where I just sat in bed and tried to trade is when I lost money, a lot of money. So it's important. You need to have that routine set up that you do before you start trading. Third thing, take regular breaks, okay? Because y'all already know in the trading industry, it brings out so many emotions that no other career does. So it's important for us to take these breaks because it's just mentally and emotionally, it can get overwhelming sometimes. It can be a lot to handle. You just need a break. You're just like, okay, let me just recharge. Like, it's okay to do that. So schedule regular breaks, just to avoid burning out. You want to stay fresh because if you burn out, you're not going to be able to be at your peak performance, and that's going to reflect in your bank account, and we don't want that. Fourth thing is practice risk management. Y'all know everybody always talks about risk management, do risk management, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what is it? Like, how do I do that, right? I know some of y'all are thinking that because I've been thinking the same thing. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, to really make it simple and effective for you guys and actually give you guys the how-to. It's like when someone tells you work hard. Okay, work hard. What are the steps? How do I do this? What's ABC? So y'all already know risk management just helps you protect your capital, whatever I just said. It helps you protect your capital, helps you protect your money, helps you keep your money, right? And it helps you make more money when you have risk management. So that includes having stop losses and limiting the amount of risk you take on each trade. So, for example, as a trader, not even for example, you need to focus on percentage and not the numbers. So you can't say, okay, I want to make $1,000 this week. No. Whatever amount you have in your account, you need to say how much you want to make. And also, depending on how much money you have in your account, the percentages will vary. It's like, if I have $50,000 in my account, I'm not going to want to risk 50% of it, right? It may sound, but it may be, obtainable, it might work if you have like, $500 in your account. You say you want to make 50%, even though that is a lot, to get to 1,000. It can work, but the bigger numbers, it's like the more you're not gonna want to risk it. And also, just with any account though, you don't want to risk 50% at the end of the day. Okay, maybe 50% is a bad example. Let's say like 25%, right? It varies. So what I would say is like setting a percentage of goal, how much you want to risk per trade. If you want to risk like 2% a trade, 1% a trade, 3% a trade, make sure you have that percentage set. And if you don't know how to calculate, you got to calculate it for a reason. Calculate the math based off your account number. You also want to have a percentage goal that you have for the week. So depending on like what type of trader you are, if you're a day trader, swing trader, it'll vary on like your percentage that you want to make for that week, or percentage you want to make for that day, vary what type of trader you are. But you always want to have a percentage that you want to make, and also a percentage that you're going to risk on each trade. And also for that week, like for me, I'll say like, okay, well, if I lose, this certain percentage this week, I'm done trading. If I lose 3 trades, I'm done trading. I'm not trading no more. If I get 3 trades in a row that I lost, I'm done trading for that week. If I got my 25% winning goal for that week, I'm done trading. Because if you don't stop and you keep going, you're gonna most likely you're just risking giving more money back to the market. And it's better to be safe than to be sorry, right? I'd rather keep the money I made than give it back to the market, trying to risk for something that I probably am not going to get. And your lot size is based on your account balance. Like, lot sizes really vary. I would say like the safest way to do it is like do like a 0.10, 0.15 lot size per $1,000 you have in your account. If you have, less than that, you're just going to have less chances of staying in the game of trading. But I always feel like the minimum, to trade with in a trading account is $1,000. I think $1,000, maybe 500 being the least amount, but I would always recommend like put in $1,000 risking that amount with trading 500 minimum. So yeah, so have your set percentages set. And also keep a trading journal. So for me, every time I mark up my charts, I always screen record what I'm doing, and then I place it in my trading journal, as well as adjust what I'm looking for and updating it. And I like screen recording because I feel like typing out your thoughts and all this, it can get messy. I'd rather just go back and see what was going through my head while I was placing my trade, and that shows me what I'm doing right and what I'm not doing right. Right? So if a trade played out or not, I'll be able to go back to my trading journal and watch that video to see what happened. If it was either on me or the market just did what it did, because sometimes that happens, right? We're trading based off the highest probability. So keeping a trading journal is really going to just help you reflect your performance. It's going to help you identify, patterns that you're doing. It's really a useful tool to just helping you improve your negative habits and also continuing to do your good habits. And if you don't have one, make sure to get one by going to YanaKeysFX.com to grab one. Okay? Now, 5th, holding yourself accountable. This is really hard. Accountability is hard. Okay? As a Forex trader, accountability is an important part of your life because it's going to help you stay focused and committed to your goals and your systems. And it's also going to help you take responsibility for your trading decisions. So you need to set specific and measurable goals. So by setting these goals, you have a clear target on what to work for and also to track your progress. And every time you hit your goal, I feel like I always tell my students, you have your system set up, right? You have that framework set up. You have these things you need to do. You have certain things to set up. When you do that, reward yourself. Reward yourself with a nice ice cream, your favorite ice cream, to go watch this show. Give yourself that temptation. I call it temptation bundling, right? So you get what you need to do. It's probably not what you want to do, but you're saying, if I do this thing, then I'm going to reward myself with XYZ. Of course, nothing to throw you off your game, but just something to keep you excited to want to go do that action, right? So that's going to be your reward for sticking to your system, sticking to the process. Another thing that you can do is really just seek out a mentor or even an accountability partner, somebody else who trades. Because having someone to hold you accountable, it's so valuable. It's a valuable resource. They're going to help you stay on track, because being alone is not fun. It's not easy. You need that support. You need that guidance. We all do. Even me. I have it. And of course, keeping that trading journal. That's going to help you reflect on everything, see what's going on, help you improve better. And also, it's important to really seek out a trading community that is like-minded to your goals. They're supportive. That's your networking community, your trading community. It's about putting us all together who have the same values, who are, looking to get, the same things out of trading, out of life, and we're taking certain actions to do that. You need to get in a community where they're going to support you on doing that. And like I said, you have to make sure that they have to line up with your values and your goals. Now, we dove deep into understanding habits, identifying the life you want, creating your environment for success, creating a routine, and also how to hold yourself accountable. But here's what I know about you. Even if we have 4 hours together instead of these short, sweet 40 minutes, it's going to be hard, almost impossible to create lasting change. So one training is not going to cut it. You need more than that. So while everything I gave you today is incredibly valuable, it's really the tip of the iceberg. And if you like what I've shared with you so far, you're going to love what I have for you next. So I want to let y'all know, before doing this training, honestly, I was faced with 2 choices. The first one was, you take everything that you learned here today and try it doing yourself, and, I hope you succeed with that. Or my second option was, I really become an active role and take responsibility in your trading success. and hold you by the hand and help you, just like I did for myself and also for my students that you can see below this training. Those are my students. And I choose the second option. And when you see what I have in store for you, you're going to be glad that I did. So if you're interested in mastering your psychology and you're ready to take your trading to the next level, make sure to click book a call right below, fill out those questions, and let's see if you qualify to get hands-on and dive deep in with me with this program.